I had a friend who's a medical school professor at a university in Texas, and he teaches primary care. He said, there's no primary care doctor that can make anybody weller. They can't make you well. If you have a disease, they can treat it, but they can't make you well. But let me back into the history of it. Despite the fact that HMO cells failed in the 90s and early 2000s, companies started putting in primary care homes. They experimented with that in Medicare in a few states. And
Okay.
again, the same principle: go to the doctor, go early, go often, and they'll maintain your health. Those all completely failed. They started putting primary care doctors at work sites, thinking if people could just go early and go often, they just wouldn't get sick. Those completely failed too. Then they started putting in one real big company in Wisconsin started paying doctors, primary care doctors, a lot more money than they had been paying them, on the condition that they spend more time with the patients. And for a while, they were touting big results with that. I saw the person who started that give a speech and said it completely failed. He said it's all about the referrals. And I was hired by a company to evaluate. They had primary care clinics for their employees all over Dallas Fort Worth. And I went and talked to the doctors there and said, how do you know who to refer to? And they said, well, we refer to our friends, our neighbors, our golf buddies, etc. But now the latest iteration is direct primary care. If you just get enough primary care, you're going to get well. You're not going to get sick. But I wish that were so. But it's, in fact, it's not true. They can't prevent you from getting sick, no matter how much you go to a primary care doctor. There's a few things they can catch early that may be useful to treat a little early, but there's a lot of things they start treating that aren't going to make much difference anyway. And one of the problems with primary care is a lot of the patients uh, don't follow what the doctor tells them to do anyway. If they're obese and have uh, diabetes, they can't get them to lose weight. They can't get them to quit eating concentrated carbohydrates and concentrated sugars, and it's just it just that stuff just doesn't work. And now the latest iteration is direct primary care, which is, we've gone through that about every 10 years in my career. You go through some version of that.